Hi, I'm Judita for City and Sea Trading, and I'm going to show you how to make a sea salt almond butter chocolate bark. It's sugar-free, raw vegan, and full of superfoods. So we're going to make our recipe in the blender, and we're going to start off with 1/2 cup of melted coconut oil. Now this is our first superfood. It's great for the skin, inside and out, great for the thyroid, great source of energy. Our next superfood is raw cacao powder, and we're going to do 2/3 cup. And this is our next superfood because it contains 300 different chemical compounds, great source of heart healthy magnesium, blood sugar balancing chromium, and it just makes you feel really, really good. So our next food we're putting in here is our almond butter. And I have a raw almond butter, but you can use whatever your favorite is. So if it's roasted, or you want to try Brazil nut butter, which is really awesome, I've done that, or cashew butter, feel free. But I like the almond butter because it also adds a lot of protein. All right, next up is our sweeteners, and I'm using 2 different low glycemic sweeteners. I've got liquid stevia and I have xylitol. And the reason I'm using 2 different ones is they work really nicely together. I don't want to make a dessert that contains just stevia because it's a little intense, it tastes a little funky, and I don't want to use all xylitol because it's grainy, and also just on its own it's just a little odd, but together they're wonderful. Okay, so xylitol, don't be afraid of the name, it's just birch sugar. Now sometimes it can come from corn, so check the label, make sure it's coming from trees and a really clean source. And this is a really great brand and safe for diabetics, safe if you're on an anti-candida diet. It's not going to raise your blood sugar. And you can do 1 to 2 tablespoons depending. I like it a little sweeter on this recipe, but if you want more of a bittersweet chocolate, then just do 1 tablespoon. You can always add a little bit more later before we actually pour it out. And next up is our stevia. Now this is a really great brand. I've tried different liquid stevias and they were okay. This one from Omeka is my favorite. It's not bitter and it's not reconstituted. Other companies, they'll just take a stevia powder extract and turn that into a liquid, and it just doesn't taste natural, where this actually tastes more like straight from the plant. And so shake it really well. And I'm gonna use 3 drops. It's super intense. It's like 50 times sweeter than regular sugar, so go easy. And again, if you don't want it too sweet, just do 1 or 2 drops, and then you can always add more at the end if you'd like. Next up, a little bit of, this is vanilla powder, which is just ground vanilla bean. If you don't have access to that, a teaspoon of vanilla extract is fine. Next is our next superfood, and this is optional. Okay, I've got reishi mushroom and chaga, and these are both super great for the immune system. Reishi is used in traditional Chinese medicine, highly revered as a medicinal food. It's also been great for cholesterol, just a lot of different great properties. They claim anti-cancer properties, just saying, not really sure, but it's a really great way to just get a little extra nutrition in your dessert. And it doesn't taste like anything, okay? So if you don't like mushrooms, don't worry about it. You're not even gonna taste it. And I'm gonna do a tablespoon of each. And this is on our store. Most of the products here you can get at our shop if you can't find it locally. And get some of that reishi goodness in here. Okay, and now we're ready to blend. And I'm gonna give it a good minute in my Vitamix because the xylitol is grainy and I don't want a grainy chocolate bark. So I'm gonna give it a good minute, just let it get really fine. Okay, and there you go. So you can taste it and see if you want it sweeter. If you didn't use as much of the sweetener as I did, go ahead and give it a taste. Otherwise, we are ready to pour it. So get a cookie sheet or some kind of a flat tray and line it with parchment paper or wax paper. And we're just gonna pour this over. Let me get my spatula and get all this chocolate goodness out. And now you can spread it around a little bit, depending how thin or thick you want it. I actually like it really paper thin. It's really, really cool. But if you want it thicker, you can just kind of keep in the center. Maybe more like, you know, like a Hershey bar thickness. I'm just gonna spread just a little bit. And now we're gonna add a couple more things, okay? I'm gonna add goji berries. It's our final superfood. And these are the best ones I've ever had. And I carry them in my shop because they're just astounding. Other goji berries are like hard kernels. You have to soak them a lot of times if you're gonna use them in certain recipes. These are super soft and chewy. They're not super sweet. If you are avoiding sugar, then you'll want to skip the goji berries. Otherwise, this is really, really awesome. Goji berries are also highly prized in traditional Chinese medicine as a longevity herb. They make teas out of it. They use it just every day, just chewing on them, adding them to desserts, creating powders, teas, extracts, all kinds of stuff. So I'm just gonna put a few in here. It's kind of fun to have something chewy in there, but you could add chopped nuts if you would like, or just nothing. It's really nice, just plain old delicious chocolate bark. All right, so there is our goji berries. And our final ingredient is salt. And this is a really special salt. This is Icelandic flake salt, and it's geothermically created. Okay, they use the hot springs to heat their homes and run their businesses in Iceland. And so this salt is made using Mother Nature. So it's kind of cool. If you want something, you want to give a gift to someone who's kind of a foodie chef, this is a really cool thing to give to someone. And it's big and chunky, okay? It's a finishing salt. So you don't want to just put it like in a sauce. You want to put it at the end of something before you serve it. And I like it kind of salty, so I'm putting a little bit more than other people might want. But it's super yummy, super great. And that's it. We're ready to go. We're gonna put this in our freezer for about 15-20 minutes and we'll be right back. All right, and here we have our final product. It's nice and firm. And you can just go ahead and break it in whatever size pieces you want. I kind of like these big shards. And just, you see some little brown spots here, and that's just the medicinal mushrooms. If you skip them, you're just gonna have a nice solid dark brown chocolate. And let's just give it a little taste. Super nice, melt in your mouth. Kind of like a truffle. Super creamy and delicious, so totally full of nutrients, completely guilt-free dessert. Go ahead and store this in your freezer or your fridge. It is pretty melty, so you're gonna wanna eat it right away. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these. And for more recipes and other videos, visit us at cityandseatrading.com. Thanks for watching.